Thanks.
And Sandra, over the weekend, the president went on the offensive, attacking Democratic lawmakers who have called for abolishing the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. You know, that is known as ICE. Well, the president hopes to seize a political advantage in all this heading into the midterm elections. And he laid out his case in an exclusive interview with our Maria Bartiromo.
You get rid of ICE, you're going to have a country that you're going to be afraid to walk out of your house. All it's going to do is lead to massive, massive crime. That's going to be their platform. Open borders, which equals crime. I think they'll never win another election, so I'm actually quite happy about it.
And Rich Edson live from the North Lawn of the White House. Good morning, Rich. This call to dump ICE, it's really becoming a political lightning rod.
Now, it is, Eric, and much of the national political debate over immigration is now focusing on these calls to abolish ICE, as a number of prominent Democrats are making campaigns on it. You look, several of them, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she defeated senior House Democrat Joe Crowley in a primary election just last week. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, Senator Elizabeth Warren, among others, support getting rid of ICE. President Trump is also making an issue out of this, tweeting, quote, "The liberal left, also known as the Democrats, want to get rid of ICE, who do a fantastic job and want open borders. Crime would be rampant and uncontrollable. Make America great again." Senior Counselor Kellyanne Conway was just on Fox News from here at the White House defending ICE.
The call for the abolition of ICE, in my view, is the intersection of arrogance and ignorance. ICE apprehended 40 criminals. So the idea that you would abolish ICE seems to me to be a very unfortunate talking point.
Others also point out that ICE really isn't handling the controversial policies ongoing at the border right now. That's Customs and Border Patrol, Eric.
But, Rich, some more mainstream Democrats apparently pushing back on those more progressive members who you just mentioned who want to scrap ICE.
Now, there is a division on this, especially when you consider all that ICE does. It's not just immigration removal, those who are here illegally. It also has a lot to do with investigations, money trafficking, money laundering, child trafficking, things like that. And so there are several prominent Democrats who are saying, hold off on getting rid of ICE.
I just think that if you abolish ICE as it is, as an executive agency, it reflects the policies of the White House, of the president. You abolish ICE now, you still have the same president with the same failed policies. Whatever you replace it with is just going to still reflect what this president wants to do.
So no, you don't support abolishing ICE?
I think there's a lot of other things we can do before we get to that point.
Other Democrats are sitting in the middle of this one. Senator Kamala Harris of California says that we should probably just start from scratch when it comes to immigration. Eric, back to you.
All right, Rich, it's becoming a big campaign issue. Thanks. Sandra?
For more on this, let's bring in Byron York, chief political correspondent for the Washington Examiner. Byron, great to see you this morning, kicking off our week for us. And you just heard it there. There's certainly a growing chorus of Democrats that are calling to abolish and just scrap ICE altogether. Do they see this as a win for their party right now to continue to grow this message?
Well, clearly they do. I mean, the two senators who've called for it, Senator Warren and Senator Gillibrand, both from very, very blue states, Massachusetts and New York. You know, what's less clear is if they abolished ICE, what they would replace it with. First of all, abolishing ICE doesn't change the laws of the United States. There are many immigration laws that are on the books. They wouldn't be changed by abolishing ICE. Now, Senator Warren said that she wanted to abolish ICE and replace it with something that, quote, reflects our morality, which is a pretty unclear guidance. And there's a congressman, a Democratic congressman from Wisconsin, who wants to abolish ICE and replace it with a commission that would figure out what to do in the future. So this is not a very well thought out idea right now.
I think it's important, now that you've referenced Elizabeth Warren responding over the weekend in these protests to what the replacement would be for ICE if indeed it was abolished. She said this is about children held in cages. This is about babies scattered all across the country. This is about mamas who want their children back. The president's deeply immoral actions have made it obvious we need to rebuild our immigration system from top to bottom. And here's where she says it, Byron, starting by replacing ICE with something that reflects our morality. We're left wondering exactly what that is.
Yeah, well, we don't know. Now, there's clearly widespread public disapproval of the family separation policy. One recent poll put it at 88% disapproval. But ICE does much more than that. Also, the country does deport a lot of people. ICE deported between 230,000 240,000 people per year in the final years of the Obama administration, and these senators were not calling for the abolition of ICE at that time. I think right now it seems to be just a Democratic talking point. And by the way, for general election purposes, we have seen early polling that shows widespread public disapproval of abolishing ICE. The Harvard-Harris poll conducted by the former Clinton pollster Mark Penn found 69% disapproval for abolishing ICE. That number included 78% of Republicans, 59%, a majority of Democrats, disapprove of abolishing ICE, plus 73% of independents also disapprove of it.
Perhaps that's why the president, responding to all of this over the weekend in that interview with Maria Bartiromo, talked about this being a political advantage for him. Watch this.
They're going to get beaten so badly. Do you know, ICE, these are the guys that go in and take MS-13 and they take them out because they're much tougher than MS-13, like by a factor of 10. And these are the ones, you get rid of ICE, you're going to have a country that you're going to be afraid to walk out of your house. I think they'll never win another election, so I'm actually quite happy about it.
He's happy about it. Byron?
Well, the president obviously thinks this is a winner for those poll numbers I just mentioned. So his position seems to be go ahead, make that the centerpiece of your campaign if you like, Democrats. But my guess is that this is a short-lived thing, and the whole abolish ICE thing, except in very, very blue districts like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who just got elected in a very blue district in New York. Except for those, we're not going to see it that much.
Interesting stuff. Byron York, good to see you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.